Okay, so it looks like everyone's here on Zoom. We're starting to get set up. Grab yourself 2 blocks and a blanket if you can this morning. Marnie, Lindsay, and everyone on Zoom. If you don't have blocks, you can also use books, but I highly recommend you to get some blocks for the new year. Just really great to help support you during those poses, bring the earth up to you, and help you sink in a little bit deeper and get the most out of them. So let's get set up here. We're going to begin in child's pose this morning, and we're going to be here for a bit. So grab a blanket and put it across your mat just to give a little extra padding here for the knees and the hips. Kind of go across the middle. And then as well, grab your blocks and place those directly in front. We're just going to use those to stretch out the arms and triceps as well. So we're going to go with toes together. Knees are going to be wide here. And then the blocks, you can bring those right underneath where your elbows would come down. Just to give a little added stretch through the backside of the arms and into the shoulders. So kind of scooch the elbows up here so you can get the chest down a little further. And then bring the palms together in the prayer position. And we're just going to be here for a few moments as we get tuned into our breath. If this is a little too intense after you're starting to stretch out those triceps, you can remove the blocks, but it's a really nice opening because you're getting that opening through the hips as well as the back of the top of the body as well. Well, as always, we begin with the breath, and I'm just going to come up here, remain in child's pose. I'm just going to come up so I'm not talking down to the ground. Begin to tune into the breath, lengthening the inhalation and exhalation. Draw the breath into the back side of the body, side of the body along through the ribs. Feel those ribs expand, the spaces in between the ribs. And as you exhale, melt in a little bit deeper into that child's pose. Begin here with a little reflection as we begin a new year for 2021. Just tuning into what keeps us coming back to the mat. What brings you back? Into that place of solitude. Gives you that place free of distractions from the outside world. It gives us that place to replenish our bodies physically with fresh oxygen, movement, blood flow, massaging the internal organs. And it also replenishes our spirit and our soul with compassion, non-judgment, strength, courage. It gives us truly a place of being present. It frees us from thoughts of the past to the future. It gives us a point where we can really remain in the present.
I think it's time for us to move forward and get focused on issues.
See if I can hold that too.
Stimulus money coming to small businesses, but many of them, 90%, have.
There we go. Just mute in there. All right, so continue with that breath. Continue with any other thoughts that might be coming up or intentions as we reflect on the new year to come and what keeps drawing us back to the mat. And we'll stay with that theme throughout class today. So begin to draw yourself back up out of the child's pose. If you have those blocks, begin to press yourself up and then begin to bring the hips slightly forward. So the blocks are great here to just have a little bit more added lift. So opening the hips and then push yourself back to that child's pose. Walk the hands back out. And just work through that a few times with the breath, bringing hips up, opening chest. Exhale, push yourself back, walk the hands back out. Just beginning to wake up the body here. Let's go through that one more time. And push back one more time. Walk the hands out. Let's walk the hands all the way back in. And we're going to come all the way down to our bellies. So you can keep that blanket there for a little added padding on the hips. Wiggle the hips side to side. The tops of the feet, you can wake them up with some taps. Then we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So draw those elbows underneath the shoulders. Wiggle hips, lengthen through the thighs and legs, scooching them back as much as you can. And then pull that belly up off the mat instead of sinking down into it. So draw the belly button back. And then begin to use the palms and just draw the heart forward through the shoulders. So broadening through the clavicles. Open up the heart. Keep that belly engaged. Push down through the tops of those feet. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, push down through the elbows and draw that gaze in towards the belly button. So hips can come slightly up off the mat. If you want a little bit more, you can actually lift up through the thighs. And just work with that through your breath. Inhaling back up. Exhaling, drawing gaze down and in. Make sure you're not sinking into those shoulders, pressing up out of the shoulders. Let's do that one more time. A little shaking is good. Back to center. Inhale here. Exhale, look over left shoulder. See if you can see back towards your feet. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, look over right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, draw that gaze down and in one more time. And we'll go ahead and release. Release those arms. Roll the shoulders back. Shoot the fingertips back towards the heels and just lift the chest here. Big inhale here. Exhale, bring palms underneath shoulders. Push yourself up. Come into a tabletop. Set your knees up directly under the hips. Set your wrists up directly under the shoulders. We'll just work through some cat-cow, beginning to wake up the spine. Drop the belly. Lift up the gaze. Press down through the tops of the feet. Big inhale here. Exhale, push the floor away. Bring the gaze in towards the belly. Move with the breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push the floor away, round through the spine. Add on any other movements that you'd like this morning. Swing hips side to side, looking over one shoulder and then the other. Let's take it back to center. So we're going to come up into a hero pose. So options here. So in hero, your knees are together, the feet are slightly apart, and you're actually sitting down through the hips. This can be super intense for some people. So you can have a block behind you. Or if you don't have a block, you can come into thunderbolt pose where you bring heels together and you sit up on the heels. What we're trying to do here is get a nice stretch through the front of the legs, through the shins, and also the top of the feet. So everybody's body's different. What's going to feel good for you this morning? You don't want it too intense on the knees. So modify as needed. We're getting a stretch here, again, through the tops of the legs, the thighs, through the feet. Roll the shoulders back. Place the palms on the thighs. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, sink in a little deeper through the hips. Crown of the head is lifting, spine is nice and long. We'll inhale the arms up overhead. And just take a gentle twist. So exhale, take that right hand across the left thigh, roll that left shoulder back, and then the gaze follows. Deep inhale and lengthen. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Just getting warmed up this morning. Inhale, we'll release. Bring the arms back up overhead. Exhale, twist other direction. Left hand across the right thigh. You can bring that other hand back behind you across the sacrum for a little added leverage here in that twist. Take one more big breath in here. Exhale, twist a little deeper. And we'll release. From here, we're going to come up into cross gate pose. So we're going to come up, lining those hips directly over the knees. I'll turn towards the camera so we can see a little bit better. And then go ahead and extend out the right leg directly from that hip point. And then turn the toes as much as you can so your feet are parallel to the side of the mat here. Sometimes that's hard. If they're pointed out a little bit, no big deal. But you kind of turn the toes in, heel out. So lift up through the hips, pull the belly button in, inhale, lift up. And as we exhale, slide that left hand down the thigh and take that right arm up and over. Breathe into the right side of the body here. So we're getting a nice hamstring stretch here in that left leg, stretching up through the groin, as well as opening up the right side of the body. You can do some circles here with that right wrist. One more big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Draw that knee back in. We'll take that to the other side. Extend that right leg out. Turn that toe in as much as you can. Set yourself up. Lift up. Reach up. And then exhale. Slide that left hand down the leg. Bring that left arm up and over. Everybody looks great. Pulse a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and release here. Go ahead and remove the block and blanket if you have it there. We'll just work our way into our first downward dog of the day. So send those hips back and up. Begin to pedal out your feet one at a time. Pressing down through the heels. Spread the toes nice and wide so you have a nice firm base, as well as the fingers. Draw those triceps in towards the ear, so internal rotation of the arms. Walk your feet in just a little bit, and then go ahead and bend the knees and draw the belly to the thighs. So kind of down in a lunging down dog, and then shoot the legs up, come up to the tippy toes, Barbie doll feet, as you like to call them, then sink those heels down. Let's do that one more time. Bring the thighs to the belly, shoot up the hips, and then sink down the heels. Stay with that breath. throughout your practice. Let it guide you. Let it ever be present. Big inhale here. Exhale. Let's begin to walk feet forward towards the hands. And then when we get where we're going, let's inhale, flatten out to a half fold. Shoot the crown of the head forward as the thighs move back. Big breath in. Nice flat spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees if you need to. Relax the head. Let it be heavy here. Release the neck, any areas of tension or tightness. Shake the head no. Shake the head yes. Small circles. Inhale, flatten out one more time. Push those thighs back. Exhale, fold in one more time. And then as you inhale, draw the energy up through the toes, the heels, the legs. Begin to round up the spine. Lift up and look up. Pull that belly button in. And then draw that energy into the heart space. Inhale, back up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades together like you're trying to hold like a pencil between your shoulder blades. Push the hips forward a little bit. Big inhale here. Exhale, hinge at the hips and take it all the way back down. Inhale, flatten out. Exhale, fold. Just walk the hands on over to the left side, just getting a little gentle twist. And back to center. Inhale. Exhale, walk them over to the other side. Keep the hips squared and pointed forward. Back to center. Inhale. Slowly brings you all the way back up. Lift up, look up, and draw those palms back to heart center. Okay, so we're going to work through a progression here today. Let's go ahead and come to a wide stance on your mat. We did this last week. We did a lot of moon salutations, so we're going to build a little bit more heat than we did last week. But we're going to work through a progression. So we're going to go through the same sequence and then add on a pose each time we go through, which is great for that muscle memory, a little less thinking. You don't have to worry about what's coming next. Have your blocks near as you need them. So toes are slightly pointed in, heels slightly pointed out. We're going to inhale, we're going to lift up and push those hips forward. Exhale, swan dive, hinge at the hips, reach forward with the crown of the head, and then let that head be heavy. So the first time we go through each pose, we'll kind of be here for a minute, taking 2 to 3 breaths, just getting in tune. Then as we go through it each time, it's a little bit more open, a little bit easier. So get a nice stretch through the hamstrings and the back of the legs, up through the glutes. Let that head be heavy. Take one more big breath here and let it go. Bring your palms up to the hips and lift with the core, not the head. So that's how you kind of don't get that head rush. Then we're going to turn on over to the right. We're going to drop right down into a low lunge. So set yourself up. Lengthen through that back left leg. The top of the back foot is your anchor here. Line that knee up over that ankle. Drop the tailbone down. As you lift up, lengthen the spine. Shoot the energy out through the fingertips and the crown of the head. Pinkies can slightly rotate in. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, bring the fingertips down. Pop that back knee up. We're going to take it into a warrior one. So we're going to drop that heel down. Your foot is about 45 degrees pointed out from the mat. Then draw that energy up, sink down through the tail, lift up through the crown and the arms. Check in with that front foot. We got our knee right over that ankle. And then check in with the hips. We like to open up, send them back forward as much as possible, parallel to the mat. Let's take a big inhale here. Palms to heart center. We're going to push off that back foot and just drag it in and bring the knee up into a standing balance. So left knee is up, rooted down through that right foot. Palms to heart center here. Core is engaged in any balancing pose. If you want a little bit more, you can inhale the arms up overhead. You can also do this near a wall, just for a little added stability, or have a chair nearby. Palms back to heart center. Shoot that left leg all the way back. Palms down. We're going to step back into a plank. Let's begin here as we lower down with knees, chest, and chin. So lower the knees, untuck the toes. Begin to lower the chest. When you get halfway and those elbows are pulled in, go ahead and release. Bring yourself into a cobra. Draw the elbows back. Broaden across the chest. Push down through the tops of the feet. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, push yourself all the way back to child's pose. Take a breath here. Bring yourself back forward and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Walk through your dog. Inhale. Exhale, step, hop, or float forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sink in. Inhale brings you all the way back up. Step it back to a wide-legged stance, and we'll work through the other side. Now you know kind of what's coming. Things get a little bit smoother, a little bit easier. All right. Inhale, open up, drop those shoulders back behind you, lift up. Exhale, swan dive down, sink in. Stay with that breath. Rest when you need to. Bring the fingertips back to the hips. Lift up through that core. And we'll rotate on over, sinking back into the low lunge on the other side. Try to get some nice length here to that right top of the thigh. It's a nice stretch through that psoas muscle as you sink down through the tail, and then as you lift up in the opposite direction. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We'll release. Bring the palms down. Pop that back knee up. We'll take it into warrior 3 on the other side, or warrior 1 on the other side. Get that heel down on the mat. Foot is out 45 degrees. Draw that energy up. Tailbone sinking down. Lift up. Check in with that left thigh. It likes to kind of pop open. So you want an internal rotation there. Palms to heart center. Pop that back heel up. Push off. We're just going to drag that leg up. Bring it up into that balance pose. Again, wall is great here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Fall out of it, just get back in. You want a little bit more, shoot those arms up overhead. One more breath. Palms to heart center. Shoot that right leg back. Drop down, and we'll take plank. Knees, chest, and chin, or if you're ready for Chaturanga Dandasana, go ahead and work into that. Back bend of choice. I'm going to go through the Cobra one more time. Roll the shoulders back. And palms up off the mat. Squeeze those elbows into the sides of the body. Big breath in. Exhale. Push yourself up to tabletop. Go back to child's pose. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale. Step, hop, or float forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale brings you all the way back up. Reach up, look up. Seal the pose. Step it back. Wide leg stance. All right. Second time through. Inhale up. Exhale. Hinge and fold. Let the head be heavy. This time we're going to take a little twist here. So plant that right hand in front of the face. Inhale. Draw that left arm up, across the chest, back up behind you. You can also have your block here. Again, bring the floor up to you so you can get a little deeper and have that support. Check your alignment. Shoulders are stacked. My arm likes to kind of float over here. I don't know what's going on with it. Big inhale. Exhale. Fold in. Turn yourself over to the right. Let's take a low lunge. We're going to do that other twist on the other side when we come in. So draw yourself up. Sink that tailbone down. Big inhale here. Exhale, palms down. Keep that left hand planted. Inhale, open up, twist. Check in with that right leg. Make sure that thigh is not opening up to the side. So hug that thigh in. Breathe. And we'll release. Pop that back leg up. Drop the heel. Take it up. Warrior one. Big inhale here. Exhale, we're going to cactus the arms. Lift the heart up. Draw the elbows down. Squeeze. If you want a little bit more, you can bring those palms together in a bind. Draw the knuckles down and lift up through the heart. Let's take one more inhale here. Exhale, release, palm heart center. Kick off that back foot, draw the back knee up. We're in that balance pose. Add the arms, inhale up. Exhale, we're going to twist. So take that right hand across the left thigh, squeezing it. Again, grab a chair if you need one. A wall's great. If this twist is too much, just don't do the odd one, no big deal. Release here, palms up. Shoot the leg back, take it down. Take your chaturanga or flow of choice, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, up dog, cobra, sphinx, or skip it all together and take a child's pose. Let's meet in downward facing dog when you're ready. Take a few breaths here. Let that energy settle. Big breath in. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, bring this all the way back up. Palms to heart center. Seal the pose. We'll step back nice and wide. Second side. All right, we're starting to get our groove here. Starting to feel warmed up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sink in. Place left hand in front of the face. Inhale, draw that right arm up across the chest and stack the shoulders. Some circles with that right hand. One more breath. Exhale, release. And we'll take it on over to drop into our low lunge. Set that foundation up nice and strong. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, arms down. Plant that right hand. Inhale. Draw the left hand up. That left thigh fold in towards the rib cage. And we'll release. Palms down. Pop that back knee up. Set yourself up for that warrior one. Draw that energy up through that front leg. Drop down through that tail. Shoot the arms and crown of the head up. Big inhale. Exhale. Squeeze elbows down. Cactus the arms. Open the chest. You want a little bit more. Again, roll the shoulders back. Clasp the hands together. Draw those knuckles down. Lift the heart up. From the palms to heart center. Pop that back heel up. Push off. Drag that leg in. Bring that thigh up and in. Squeezing into the center line of the body. Shoot those arms up. Exhale, we'll take that twist. Bring that left hand across the right thigh. Squeeze it in, hug it in. And then that right arm shoulder rolls back. Use that as leverage across the sacrum. Release, arms back up. Palms to heart center. Kick that right leg back. Take yourself all the way down. Plank pose. And knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. If you're going into that full chaturanga, lean the crown of the head forward, out over the wrist. Drop yourself down when you get halfway. Untuck the toes. Push yourself up. Keep those thighs, knees up off the mat. Belly engaged here. Push yourself back. Child's pose or down dog. Take a little rest here. Deep breath in. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward. Inhale all the way up. Palms to heart center and seal the pose. Step it back to wide. Let me see how we're doing on timing here. Yeah, I think we got time for one more. All right, let's just shake it out here for a second. Grab yourself some water or a little coffee here. Yeah, so we'll go through that sequence one more time on each side. We'll add on one more little thing. Again, if the add-ons are too much, just do what we've been doing. You can just stop at the first sequence and get a little deeper in that pose, or use your props, sink in a little bit more, rest when you need to, or we'll add on as we go. So we'll go through this one more time. All right, so we're back to our wide stance here. Toes slightly pointed in. Starting to feel nice and open through the hips and shoulders. Roll those shoulders back. Inhale, lift up, go. Exhale, sink in. Take that twist, so left hand in front of the face. Inhale, draw that left arm up and back. Back to center. Let's just do the other side now. So inhale, open up other side. Go ahead and release. Palms to fingertips to hips. Lift up through the torso. Draw the heels in. Let's come into a goddess pose. Sink down. Pelvis is lowering down, sinking down as you lift up through the upper body. Roll the shoulders back and open. Shift side to side, really strengthening through the quads here. A little pulse. Bring one heel up and then the other if you feel like it. All right. Inhale up. We'll shift on over for our low lunge on the right side. So we know where we're going. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Exhale, palms down. We'll take that twist, so left hand planted. Right arm up. Big breath in. Exhale, down. We'll straighten through that front leg, so let's scooch that heel up so you can lengthen through that leg. Then pop those toes up. Tuck your back toes and then bring your hips back towards that heel. Reach up and out through the crown of the head, and then exhale, sink in a little deeper if you will. Deep breath. Let it go. Palms down. Bring that back knee up, taking it into our warrior one. Draw those arms up. Cactus the arms. Add the bind. Big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll take it into a humble warrior. So we're taking that right shoulder right on the inside of that right knee. Bringing those knuckles up and overhead. A nice shoulder opener, hip opener on that right side. Stay with it as you inhale, lift up, using the core strength. Arms up. And then draw palms to heart center. Drag that back knee up and in. This time we'll just skip that twist. Let's just take it up into a tree pose, kind of finish this off. So we'll open that hip up and then bring that heel either in towards the thigh, the calf. Just make sure you're not pressing into that knee. So whatever degree is good for you. Roll the shoulders back and open. A little bit more. Extend those arms up overhead. Spread your branches. And then if you want a little more challenge, lift up through the gaze. Palms back to heart center. Let's let that go. We'll skip the added flow here on this last one. I think we've heard. All right, let's shake it out. We got one more side to do here, and then we'll kind of wind things down. All right, back to our wide stance. Toe slightly pointed in. Roll the shoulders back. Lift up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Palms in front of the face. Inhale, twist one direction. Exhale, release. Inhale, other direction. And release. Bring the heels in. Sink into goddess pose. Whatever feels good for you here. Sink down through a shoulder. The other side. You can stay upright. You can do a little up and sink down. Whatever feeling good here. Inhale up. Draw it over to the left and sink into that leg. Inhale those arms up. Exhale down. Inhale, twist and open. Exhale down. And then inch that left leg forward. Sink the hips back. Toes pop up. And draw back towards the kneecap. Stay with the breath here. Go ahead and release. Walk the hands back up to the front. Pop that back knee up. Head it to our warrior one. Last time through. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, squeeze and cactus. Stay here if you want. Add on. Add the bind. Lift the heart. Exhale, sink in through the shoulder to the inside of that left knee. Inhale up with your core strength. Those arms up one more time. Bring them to heart center. Kick off that back foot. Draw that knee up. Shake a little bit. And like I said, we'll skip the twist, and the extra balance is just taken into our tree. So set yourself up. You can have a different variation on one side as the other. Oops. Maybe do something different with the arms. Maybe out to a T. Maybe a bind behind the back. Chest, shoulders should be feeling really nice and open right now. One more breath here. And we'll release it. Shake it off. Great job, everybody. All right, let's wind this down. Let's take it down to a seated position. Grab your blanket just to give a little added lift in those hips. Sitting on the edge of that blanket. Take it into staff pose. Push the heels away from the body. Push the thighs, the backs of the thighs down. Roll the shoulders back as you sit up nice and tall. All right. Another way to say, push the heels is draw the toes towards you. So it's kind of funny when you do a little slightly different cue, how sometimes things can get engaged. So draw the toes back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach forward as you hinge at the hips, and then begin to fold it. Knees can be bent a little bit if you need, if that's a little too much on the backs of the hamstrings and thighs. Do that one more time. So draw the palms back along the legs. Inhale up, lift up. Draw those toes back towards the knees. Reach forward, hinge the hips, and then sink in. Let's take one more breath. Let that go. All right, so we're going to take our left heel and bring it over the right thigh. We're going to take our right heel and bring it in towards the glute here. So we're going to work through a couple twists here. We're going to inhale and lift up. Exhale, wrap that right arm, hug that thigh in, roll left shoulder back, and look over the shoulder. So working through a closed twist here. Massaging those internal organs. Bringing out any stale energy. Go ahead and release that twist. Inhale the arms back overhead. We're going to do an open twist. So we're going to twist to the other direction. So we can use that left elbow on the inside of that knee to give a little bit more openness. And then look over right shoulder. Let's take one more breath here. Begin to release. We're going to work into heron pose here. I don't do this quite enough. I was coming across the other day. I was like, oh, I love that pose. So all we're going to do is reach down here through both sides of that left foot. And then we're going to begin to extend it up and out. If that's too much, you can grab for the back of the thigh. But we're pushing through that heel, lifting up through the chest, sinking down through the tail. We did a lot of hamstring work, so this should feel not easy, but easier than if we just tried to do it in the beginning. Take one more breath here. Let's release. And then cross that knee over the other knee, so we're kind of stacking up. So we're coming into Gomukhasana. So a lot of people can't stack their knees. You might be here, no big deal. You can also sit yourself up on a block and give yourself a little bit more lift, which can really help you get up and over those knees. All right, so options here. We're gonna inhale that left arm up overhead, bend the elbow, and draw the fingertips down the back. And then bring that right arm out to the side, drop down the thumb, and then bend the elbow and reach for the bind. If that's too much, you can just do cactus arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. You're getting the same amount of stretch, just stretching through the backside of the body. If you're in those Gomukhasana arms, push back through the crown of the head against that forearm. Take one more breath here. Let's release. We'll slowly unwind ourselves out of this. Straighten the legs back to center. Come back to that staff pose. Wiggle the legs side to side. And we'll take that into the other direction. So we're going to drag that right heel in, bring it over the thigh. Bring that right heel in. Left heel in, sorry. And set ourselves up for a twist on the other side. All right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist from the base of the spine. Squeeze that thigh in towards the ribs. Roll that right shoulder back. Take one more breath here. Let that go. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, open twist. That elbow to the inside of that knee. Roll that left shoulder back and twist over to the left. Go ahead and release. Come into that heron pose on the other side. So go ahead and reach in for sides of the feet here and shoot that heel up. Again, if that's a little too much, you can have a strap as well. You can use a towel. You can just grab the back of the thigh and get that leg up as much as possible. Draw the toes back towards you. Push through that heel. Lift through the heart and chest. Like some construction going on next door. One more big breath in. Exhale, let it go. We'll cross that knee over and stack the knees up. Again, if you need a block here, I just going to work with this blanket. Get a little lift here in the pelvis. So bring that right arm back behind you. Bend through the elbow. Bring the other arm and just give it a little gentle tug as you walk the fingertips back. Left arm out to the side. Drop the thumb down. Bend through the elbow so you can reach around for that bind. You can also just grab your shirt here. You can also have a strap or towel, or you can go back to just cactusing the arms here. Push the crown of the head back. Open up through the heart. A big breath in. One more breath. Let it all go. Unwind yourself. Unpretzel yourself. Let's take it down to our backs here. Begin our final sequence here. All righty. All right, let's just go ahead and shoot the legs up towards the sky. So push through the heels, draw those toes back towards you, and just point and flex the feet. Then go ahead and cross that left ankle right over the top of the thigh on the right side. So we're coming into a reverse pigeon. Hips should feel nice and open here. And then thread your arms through that little opening as you reach for that shin on the right side. Squeeze that thigh in to give you a little bit more added opening on that hip. Draw the tailbone down towards the mat. Shoulders are nice and flat and square. And then release the arms, and then we're just going to plant that right foot down and then drop that left foot across the body. So we're going to be coming into a twist here. So we just took that sort of figure four, let the legs fall on over to the right side. Cactus the arms or have them out to a T. Inhale here, exhale. Bring the gaze over to the left side. One more breath here. Go ahead and release. Bring the knees into the chest. Give them a little squeeze. Draw that tailbone down. Thighs to the ribs. And then go ahead and cross that right ankle over left leg. Thread the needle through. Let's draw that shin or knee on the left side in towards the belly, opening up through the hip on the right side. Release the arms. Bring that right foot all the way over, dropping down to the left side. Cactus those arms or out to a T. Then we'll bring that gaze on over to the right, keeping shoulders nice and flat and having a firm foundation. Take one more breath here. Let it go. Knees back to center. Let's take a happy baby here just to finish it off. So reach for the outer edges of those feet or peace fingers to big toes and draw those knees down towards the armpits. Tailbone will kind of like to pop up, so draw that tailbone down. Then maybe a gentle rock side to side. Let's take one more big breath here. Let everything go. Extend the arms out, extend the legs out. Set yourself up for your Shavasana. Kicking over props and stuff here. All right, let the legs go out. Let the ankles just open up, which opens up hips here, palms up towards the sky. Just begin to let the heartbeat settle into the chest here. Nothing left to do, nothing left to think about. Just be here with the benefits of your practice for a final few moments. Relax any last bits of tension you might be holding on to in the face, around the eyes, the jaw, the throat. Let the clavicles be soft. Let the heart be open. Soften through the belly. Down through the hips and pelvis. Relax the knees. Relax the ankles, fingers, and toes. Just be here for a final few moments in this place of peace, of surrender. Offer yourself some compassion, non-judgment, courage, and contentment. And allow me to call you back when it's time. Slowly begin to deepen that breath. Welcome sensation back into the body by wiggling fingers and toes, right, raising your eyebrows and moistening your lips. Let's take one last full body stretch. Bring ankles together, arms up overhead. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself one last final squeeze. And roll yourself on over to your favorite side and make yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Keep the gaze soft or the eyes closed here. Roll those shoulders back as we lift the arms up overhead. On the exhale, bring the thumbs in towards the heart, press them against the sternum, let that heart shine forward. Thank yourself for taking some time for your practice and a little reflection for this new year today. And I'd like to thank you for joining me and letting me guide you through your practice. Namaste. Thanks to everybody on the Zoom. Good to see everybody. I'll be at the park actually subbing for Leo on Thursday. Make sure you visit, again, the website, urbanyoga.org, for the latest on our Zoom classes, park classes, and make sure you visit that virtual tip jar. Goodbye, yogis. Have a wonderful day.